Tifu by asking my GU who she's texting. I, 23, and my GF, 23, are traveling right now and are staying at AE, relatively shady area 'cause it's cheaper. While we were heading back to our hotel, I saw her texting someone and asked her who she's texting. She told me she's texting her mom, and I know her mom is named as Queen Heart on her phone, but the person she was texting did not have a yellow heart. I didn't really care who she's texting, but I didn't understand why she lied, so I said, "You must think I'm pretty stupid, so what is it?" Didn't mean to be accusatory, though. Just wanted to ask. She went silent for 2 minds, then suddenly started walking really fast in the dark. I asked her what's wrong, and she refused to answer me. Now, she has no money and no SIM card. I shared hotspot, and we kept our money together, even though some of it is hers, so I had to run to catch up since we were in an unfamiliar place. She didn't respond at all until we got back to where we were staying, when she suddenly started packing her belongings. She then tried to leave the place, and I had to stop her because it was dark out, and if I lost her I wouldn't know how TF to find her, not to mention that I didn't know how safe the area was at night. After 20 minds of me trying to stop her from doing stupid stuff and leaving, she suddenly started crying and said it all starts like this. "We're going to break up because you don't trust me." So then now I had to go comfort her and assure her I'm not going to break up. I am now 100 sure I will break up with her, though, not 'cause she was texting whoever, I still don't know, but because I can't deal with someone like this. I still have 6 days of vacation left with her, though. Edit. I know how soon this sounds because I don't really get it either. I legit have not left any information out. The rest of our trip so far was fine. Apart from that, we argued for a bit over some lazy planning of the trip on my part. I'm not an insecure person. The topic of cheating has literally never come up in our discussions. Edit 2. I wrote this after she slept and thought I'd check the comments and write an update. I don't really care if she's cheating or not. That's something I feel like I don't need to find out. I am breaking up with her, but the only reason is because I really cannot have someone threaten me with their own safety. I really wouldn't know what to do if she left in a foreign country in the middle of the night and I had no way of finding her. Would probably end up calling the cops and or feel really guilty if anything happened to her. I really don't want to break up with her during our trip, though. Story 2. Got cheated upon by my GF of 4 years, and I have never been the same person again. Please leave your 2 cents here. P. We started dating young at 18 during our undergrad and were in a relationship for 4 years. That is when we broke up for the first time. It was due to different priorities. I was preparing for MBA's entrance. She began with her master's and the distance grew. We stayed in touch, though, and rekindled after a year when I was about to go away for a couple of years for MBA, a residential program in another part of India. A few weeks in our relationship, she told me she had to come clean, and she did. At the fag end of our 4-year affair, she cheated on me twice with 2 different guys. Made out, but did not go all the way. I was mad and felt disgusted. We fought hard. But I thought I had to forgive her because, well, it was her. I thought we'd pull this off anyway, but it never felt the same again, although I pretended all is well, was trying to fake it till I make it mentally. It is now that I realize that something gave up in me. A year away from her, I gave up to the temptation and cheated on her with a friend at the campus. The S-time was amazing, though meaningless. I started feeling extremely guilty, but did not have the courage to tell her. We broke up later as I stopped putting in any efforts. I haven't been able to like anyone as much as I liked her. It's been 2 years now. We planned on getting married one day, but I suppose all changed that day when she confessed. I wish she had never told me about what she did, and we would have been together and happy. I am over her, but now just feel incapable of bonding with anyone. Not that I am worried or unhappy. It's just something I have been trying to process, but keep on running into a wall. Your thoughts. Story 3. I don't know what to do. I've been with my wife for about 6 years, married for 3 years. Recently, I found out she cheated on me on 3 separate occasions. I've known something has been up for at least 2 years, but I've tried to let it go, but I can't. I found out last month about her being unfaithful, but I didn't want to know who or what was done. She told me she would quit and would try to be a better wife to me until I caught her a couple days ago, flirting and talking dirty with another individual again. Basically, I've caught her being flirty and posting graphic stuff on her social medias before, talking to other guys. I've told her that I'm not okay with it, and I feel like I've gave her too many chances, but I can't get myself to leave her because she's the only one I've ever wanted. But at the same time, I feel like I've been emotional abused too much to where I have no self-esteem, respect for myself to do any good for myself. I'm really struggling and don't know what to do. We have a 4-year-old daughter, and I don't want her growing up without her mom and dad in the same household, but I don't know if I can trust my wife again. Redditor's reactions. Story 4 after. Redditor 1. We have a 4-year-old daughter, and I don't want her growing up without her mom and dad in the same household. Your thinking here needs to change. Your home is already broken, so don't show your daughter that it's okay to stay in a cheating household. Your wife is fully checked out of this marriage and continues to do what she wants. Please, for the love of God, put your foot down already and kick her out. Redditor follow-up. All of this. The last thing Op needs is to have his daughter growing up thinking this is how relationships work and learn from her mother how to be terrible as both a partner and as a person. And to Op, dude, she said, try, not will be better. That's how little she cares about you and your family. She doesn't see you as a man. She doesn't respect you as a person. She doesn't respect you as a person. She sees you as expendable collateral. I know you're hurting, but you have got to pull yourself together. She's a serial cheater. She has nothing to offer you except more pain, tragedy, and herpes. Break away from her brainwashing. You're not some wounded animal waiting to be put down. Actions have consequences. It's time that she faced them. Get the best sell you can afford. Secure your assets and, I know you'll hate this, look into some DNA tests for your daughter. You're stronger than you think. Hang tough, bud. We're here for you. Redditor 2. She said that she would try. Then you caught her again. We have a 4-year-old daughter. She has a 4-year-old daughter. You would need to check DNA to determine whether it's we. Your wife is addicted to cheating up, and that won't change. She almost certainly cheated on the guy before you. She's cheating on you. She's cheating on you. She'll cheat on her next guy and the one after that. The best thing that you can do for you and for your daughter is to break this cycle. Get yourself away. You seem to think that it's her or no one. Nothing could be further from the truth. You will survive and thrive. Big boy's pants on now. Good luck. Redditor 3. Dude, slap yourself in the face and take a long, hard look in the mirror. This woman does not respect you. She doesn't give a poop about you. And your child growing up in a broken home with a facade of a relationship is going to put her in a much, much worse situation than having a divorced, healthy, happy father. You need to divorce as much for her sake as your own. Your wife is not going to stop. Story 4. Girlfriend cheats with stepbrother. I ruin her life. Short backstory. I work for a company where I travel a lot with my stepbrother, and a few months ago I convinced my girlfriend to hop on with us. We have a long chain of command, but I am their direct boss. This job also drug tests. The main story. My girlfriend joined up with us and was able to complete 2 jobs, each job site being 3 months long, with us. I noticed something off with her halfway through the first job. She was constantly going over to my stepbrother's hotel room to smoke green with him. I don't do that, so she couldn't smoke with me. After the completion of the first job, I knew something was definitely going on and confronted her about it. She brushed it off as me being jealous. A few days ago, she was forced to tell the truth, or her best friend would tell me. She had been cheating on me with multiple different guys at each job site, one of them being my stepbrother. The revenge. As soon as I heard this, I began seeing red. I instantly started plotting my revenge. I called up my boss and told them that my ex-girlfriend and my stepbro lied on their drug test. They were retested and failed. Both of them lost their jobs. Next, I left an anonymous tip to the police about their less-than-legal habits. Lone Star State carries a heavy penalty fine for this stuff. They got busted and charged with a misdemeanor. Now for the finale. I informed her family of her actions and they completely shut her out. They liked me more. Now, they are both thousands of miles from home. With no job, no money, she can't afford the payments on her brand new car, a criminal charge, and she has nowhere to go home to. Edit. Thanks for all the love on my first post. If y'all want, I have another story somewhat like this, dealing with my first ex. Would y'all like me to post that? Redditor's reactions. Story 5 after. Redditor 1. What the hell kind of company just lets romantic partners be in the same command hierarchy, let alone direct subordinates, bosses? I'll pantser. Apparently the company I work for now. It's widespread throughout this company, but it can't really be helped because we are in desperate need of people and this job has us traveling for a good portion of the year and that's if you're lucky. I haven't been home in over 20 months. Redditor 2. Was there any fallout with your family over it? I mean, obviously you and stepbrother are not super close, but what about your parent? Obviously you got their child spouse's child fired. Were they pissed at you? Or was it kinda like, well, that's what you get? Op answer. No, the story is my mom and my stepdad both work for the same company. They both hold the same position as me, just in different parts of the country. When they found out about it, they both agreed I was in the right. Even his own father was pissed at him for what he did. Story 5. My ex left me for someone who trash-talked me and introduced her to white dust. She started lying, cheating, and group sex during the relationship. First, she was seeing friends. Then she wanted a break. She lives now at this guy's house. Her family is far away. I don't mind getting broken up and being left. And I know it's her choice to live her life, but how can you convince someone they are being used without them realizing it because they are so addicted? I'm actually worried about her well-being cause I still care. I've been doing no contact, but it's hard for me to stop caring. I really want her to get the treatment she needs, and at the same time, I'm trying my best not to care. I know it's pointless talking to someone who will lie and deny everything, especially if it feels so good. She is somewhere just exploring herself, I guess, and I respect that. But it's still tearing me apart seeing someone who was close to me destroying themselves. I'm fighting daily depressive suicidal thoughts cause I blame myself. I know I won't do anything. I just feel this is a safe place to vent. The most absurd thing. This happened to me 5 years ago in a similar relationship with someone who had BP'd. Back then, it changed me, since I didn't know what gaslighting was, and the person and the whole white dust friend circle tried to do anything to make me go crazy. I was at a very dark place, and after the relationship I tried to self-destroy myself too, because I hated the monster I became by surviving the most toxic environment I've ever been in, until I became somehow more normal and found back to me, and this current ex helped me become more by myself. I relearned feeling lost emotions and crying again. And now, partly of my ignorance, this is happening to me again. She also started gaslighting me because she doesn't want to lose me and at the same time not admit anything. I know I have to distance myself, but I wish something or someone would just happen and help her out of the misery. Those people lack self-awareness. Since she relied on me and felt betrayed that I talked bad behind her back to my friend, and she used it impulsive to cheat on me and do drugs. I might think she might have undiagnosed BP too. I feel guilty for not taking proper responsibility despite the fact I got replaced. She might be now in a better company because she is not lonely every day, but it doesn't stop her from doing white dust every weekend at least. I've never done coke and never will, so I just want to understand from at least 2 months use and a steady work life, 5 times a week approx. 8 a day, how it will look from now on in the eyes of the consumer. Redditor's reactions. Story 6 after. Redditor 1. It's not your fault. The best thing you can do is cut all contact. Addicts will manipulate you for their own advantage. Don't fall into that trap. She's an adult, responsible for her own life. Op answer. Thanks. It means a lot reading those words. I know it's a trap, but it still makes me feel bad for neglecting someone who can't take care of themselves at the same time. Like you said, she's an adult and aware of her choices. Redditor 2. Cocaine dulls empathy and increases narcissism. Don't be friends with cokeheads cause they will duck you over cause they're addicts. Redditor 3. You may feel compelled to do so out of genuine love and concern, but do not try to rescue her. She's shown you who she is now. She's made a hard and hopeless choice, but it's her own. I made the mistake of naively going in for the rescue. It backfired in spectacular fashion. You can read my posts. Redditor 4. If you're worried about her, probably share your concerns with her family and then cut all contact. Once you've passed that burden on to someone else, then you can focus on yourself, and it's up to them and her as to what to do. Answer. She is visiting her family soon, so I'm waiting actually till she visits her family first. At the same time, if this morally right, it's her right to ruin her life and her family not to know. Also, she might interpret it as me trying to ruin her life, despite trying to help. Story 6. Affair under my nose. My girlfriend of 5 years recently cheated on me with a mutual acquaintance friend. I walked in on them kissing after she told me she was going out with her girlfriend. We accidentally ended up at the same bar. I am devastated. We talked it out about how long it was going on for. 6 months. And the worst part is I knew they were hanging out regularly, but I thought they were just friends. I trusted her completely and thought it would never happen to me. I had my suspicions, but I thought I was a bad boyfriend for thinking that. The last thing I wanted to be was controlling, and I feel like an idiot. Anyway, she said that we are really good together, except that we are not timely compatible. She said she lost physical attraction for me. Not looks-wise, just desire. If anything, I think I'm in much better shape now than when we met. Hurts. She says she still loves me and wants to work on the relationship. After a long conversation, we are willing to work on us and do counselings, time therapy. I think our issue came from a problem on my part. I am definitely the cause of our ducked-up time life. It doesn't excuse her cheating, but I understand why she feels how she feels. This is getting too long, but the main reason is when we met, she told me she had herpes. It took me a long time to come around on the idea, and I was half in and half out stimuli for the first 6 months. 1 year of our relationship. I can't imagine the pain that must have caused her. Already insecure about it, and I was wishy-washy. I got over it eventually, and we had a normal time life, but I guess the hurt never really went away for her. However, the app didn't care at all. So it was a huge feeling of relief and a drastic comparison to how I treated her in the beginning. I love her deeply, and I want to see if we can work it out, but I'm scared that I caused her too much damage. I know I seem like I'm defending my betrayer, but I can't help but feel awful for causing her pain as well. Just looking to vent, I guess. Recommendations on how to rekindle desire, welcomed success stories, and candid thoughts are fine. I haven't been able to sleep or eat this week. Life sucks right now. Edit, Eddie. Appreciate everyone's help here. I get it and will reconsider where I stand. One thing to keep in mind is I did end up getting herpes a couple years in. Part of what makes the leave so scary is, will anyone love me again? Or is my only hope specialty dating sites? The worst part of herpes is that people know that you have herpes. It is essentially a small scab on your ween every 6 or so months. Sucks, but everyone here kind of realized my fear with how disgusted they were, which obviously I knew was coming. I know it's my own fault, and I don't blame any of you for thinking that way. Just my thoughts. Update. How to deal with overwhelming thoughts. So some of you may remember my last post as it got some attention here. The vast majority of you told me to end the relationship, cut my losses, and move on. Well, we tried for about a month to work things out, but her heart just wasn't in it, and I decided to end things after I felt like she just didn't have any respect for me. She was most likely going to end it anyway that week as well. I am now 2 weeks out, and the biggest struggle for me now are the constant thoughts I get about her. I loved her, and despite everything, I still miss her. I guess I miss the relationship. It's affecting my work, and I am in sales, so it's do or die. Focusing for more than 10 minutes takes serious effort. I made a list of all the things I don't like about her, and it helps, but the fantasies of my past take control of my life. Anyone have some tips for staying in the present and not reliving the same moments over and over again? Update. Angry texts from WP. Now exit. When I woke up, I found my ex sent me a presumably drunk angry text at 2, basically saying that I win because our mutual friends haven't been wanting to hang out with her or reaching out, then saying, "As much you don't like me, I dislike you. Don't contact me ever again. I don't want to hear from you or any of the friends." I don't know what she wants from me. I haven't told anyone to not be friends with her. And yeah, I'm not engaging with any texts she sent me recently. It reopens the wound since we always wind up talking about the same things. Trust me, I'm dying to talk to her, but I know it will leave me feeling like poop right after. All I ever did wrong after we broke up is I told my close friends about her affair because I needed support. I can't control how others react. As much as I don't really like her right now, still hurts to hear she doesn't like me. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1. Good news after good news. First, your friends are real friends and they know they should distance themselves from betrayers. Second, your ex won't talk to you. Mate, see the positive side. It will be faster to move on. Op answer. Yeah, my friends have been amazing through this whole thing. Everyone has come out to show support. True, this is a good thing. Redditor 2. You didn't do anything wrong, though. You're under no obligation to keep her secrets. You told because you needed support. There's nothing wrong with that. Redditor 3. This is why going no contact is so important. You have done nothing wrong. You're the victim here. She could have communicated her issues far in advance without leaving you lifelong trauma. Now, she's so mentally broken that she's created some narrative in her head that she is a victim due to her own actions. Any further communications with her will simply draw you down further. Stop giving her the access. I highly encourage you to cut her off completely and surround yourself with much healthier and happier relationships. Op answer. Yeah, I responded basically saying, I don't know what you want from me. I'm not talking to you so that I can heal. Also, I can't control what our friends do. I didn't tell them to not talk to you. Probably should have just not responded. Oh well, for next time.